Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Can from TubeBuddy, joined with
Roberto Blake.
And in this video, we're going to teach you all about the YouTube Starter Kit. Alright everyone, you have had many questions about the YouTube Starter Kit, and if you are unaware of what the YouTube Starter Kit is, Roberto, how would you describe the YouTube Starter Kit?
So the way that I built the YouTube Starter Kit was I built it with a starting YouTuber in mind. What would I have needed, or what would have been really helpful to give my YouTube channel a leg up? Something that me and PewDiePie have in common is how much we focused on thumbnails in the beginning of our YouTube channel. Now everyone has skills in Photoshop though, so I was like, what can I do to make a clickable, nice, clean thumbnail for people that they can use in any scenario, any niche in YouTube? And I was like, okay, cool. But you need channel artwork, you need end cards. If you want your YouTube channel to get 100,000 subscribers, it needs to look like a channel that has 100,000 subscribers. I feel like that's like the first step, is those aesthetics. Packaging matters. People judge a book by their cover. They shouldn't, but they do. And that's where our click-through rates come from. That's where a lot of this comes from, with taking someone seriously and giving them a shot because they look like they're putting in the effort. How could I give you guys the opportunity to look like you're putting in the effort when it's just that you want to make the effort, you just don't have a design background? Templates.
Absolutely, and one thing I found, I've actually used I've used A/B testing from TubeBuddy, and I've used your templates very frequently on my channel, and I find they perform very well. So how do you balance when it comes to creating these kind of thumbnail templates? What are you looking for from a creative background? Because as you mentioned, you have one. So what were you thinking when it came to the creativity, if you will, of these thumbnail designs?
So one of the things I did was I researched what thumbnails and what styles of thumbnails performed well in YouTube. I looked at the trending page. I looked at popular channels I'm familiar with, and I didn't want to copy or bite their thumbnails, but I wanted to look at what design elements and what features and what fonts make for some of the best or most compelling thumbnails. How can I put that in the hands of more people and give them something that they could make their own? So I thought about patterns. I thought about colors. I thought about, diagonals. I thought about gradients. I thought about the font choices. I thought about design elements or even emojis. And I also thought about demonstrating that you could cut yourself out of a background and what effects do you need in order to make yourself look good. So if people can cut themselves out of the background, I made it to where people can literally just look at the settings in Photoshop of what I did to give themselves that white silhouetted cutout look that's so popular on YouTube. So I just made it accessible for people to make things that are popular and look good and will get clicks and draw attention, capture eye movement, capture focus. There's so many, there's 50 things I could tell you that can make a good thumbnail, but you might only need to apply 3 or 4 of them in combination to one specific type of thumbnail. That's why I made the YouTube Starter Kit, and that's why it has so many different thumbnail packs and thumbnail templates. It's got over 80 of them right now.
And I think that's important. I love the fact that you said you research, because so many times there are a lot of templates out there, but they don't do the research and they don't have data to back it up. So people will use those templates and they have no data, and then they're surprised that they're not performing. People with click-through rate and with TubeBuddy, you can see that not only will these thumbnails perform, but they will do well, depending obviously on the other factors, SEO and all that fun stuff. But I think it's very important that you did that research, because again, so many people don't put in that time. So when it comes to researching thumbnails, what goes through your head? And do you ever use TubeBuddy's thumbnail generator?
Well, actually, when I built the YouTube Starter Kit, I thought about how YouTube's thumbnail generator works. I thought about how Canva works for people, but I also thought about, well, what is it lacking and what can I add here? And a lot of it was, there are things that I could do as a designer that other people can't. And I feel like things like gradients and diagonal lines and textured backgrounds and things of that nature were a big part of it. Font selection is a big part of it, but also font styles, outlines, drop shadows. These are things that matter. Even being able to do slants, do different types of things. And also colors, robust color options. I think a lot about what are the visual design principles, things like eye direction, things like contrast, things like visual balance from left to right. TubeBuddy has a great basic thumbnail generator for putting text on things and emojis, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't necessarily help you understand what good design is. The YouTube Starter Kit, even if you want to make your own thumbnails, you'll be better doing it from now on because you have a sense of placement, you have a sense of size, you can really get an understanding of what a thumbnail should be, and I don't feel like a generator provides that.
And that's something we're always working on. We always work to make sure that not only what we provide to you is useful, but we want to make sure that different levels can use everything in the same level. For example, our thumbnail generator is very useful. YouTube provides its own recommendations on thumbnails, and you've created the YouTube Starter Kit. So there are options for everyone. So whether you're a professional or just starting on thumbnails, we try to provide that for TubeBuddy. But we want to know, what is your process for thumbnail creation? Let us know in the comments below. With that question, what is your process when you're doing your own thumbnails? Because I know you've been working a lot on them. You've been doing a lot on click-through rate. So we're talking about how people should use the starter kit. How do you use what you've implemented in the starter kit for your own design?
Well, actually, the YouTube Starter Kit comes from things that I tested, even on my own channel, testing click-through rate and data performance and what worked. And I actually just was able to give a lot of people things that I had been, at this point, reserving for myself. Because I made, what people don't realize is, to make my own thumbnail process easy, is I made my own thumbnails. I did like robust photo shoots and cut myself out backgrounds and have multiple Robertos cut out backgrounds. I had an illustrator make mini Roberto, and it's like I've paid for so many personalized assets to be made. And so that was something I did. But what if someone can't hire someone, or someone can't afford that? I spent thousands of dollars into developing my visual brand. I bought God knows how many stock photos. I did my own photo shoots, which takes time, and you have to buy a lot of expensive camera lenses. I did all these things. I put a lot of money just into the visuals of my brand. Like, I'd be shocked to find out that I didn't spend $10,000 or $12,000 into the visuals of my brand.
So that's a lot of great information, especially for people who aren't sure of their own thumbnails. I mean, thumbnails are so important. A lot of time we talk about view velocity, but people don't understand. They put all this time in their video, but very little on their thumbnail. What would you think, personally, should be the ratio for time spent on thumbnail? Because everyone's like, I don't know how much time to spend.
I mean, as much as you can, I would say, because you spend all this time making a video, the packaging is going to decide if anybody sees it or not. Like, it's the thing that I think really matters is the title in that thumbnail, because you can edit the video all you want. You can Casey Neistat drone it all you want. You know, you can try and make like the best audio and all that stuff when you have the San Diego airport to compete with.
You're not joking, but it is a beautiful day here in San Diego, and we're enjoying it. We got a time to be outside.
But yeah, but all that said, at the end of the day, people decide in like 3 seconds if they're going to click on a video, and the thumbnail and the title is what's going to do it. And if you aren't spending time on the thumbnail, then I wouldn't complain about what the views turn out to be, because I think it matters a lot more than people want to believe. And I mean, I put as much time into it as possible, and I also have an abundance of time. So I recognize that people don't have that situation. That's part of why using templates or generators or things like that is helpful, is because it's a shortcut to getting something of quality, spending less time. It's why I also made my own templates for me, and I did those custom photo shoots up front, so that when I want to generate a thumbnail even from scratch and I want to make something really, really good, something like a billboard, I can do it in 10 minutes or less because I have assets to work with. That's why I made templates, is because it's a system that works, that cuts down time, and you still get something usable or passable. When I want to go over the top, I might spend 20 minutes on a thumbnail if I'm making something completely new or I'm making new assets. But I also take what I made that's new and find things that I can reuse, and I'll use it again in the future.
Absolutely. And so, one final question for you, Roberto. We get this quite a lot here on TubeBuddy. Can I use the YouTube Starter Kit on Instagram or another platform?
You absolutely can, as long as the sizing fits and as long as you can make it work. I have no problem with you using the YouTube Starter Kit outside of YouTube. I mean, you can use it in Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Doesn't bother me. I am working on a graphics pack for Instagram that I'm doing like some early bird stuff on for people. You know, so there's that. I'm going to be doing a lot of stock photography for it, honestly. There's going to be Photoshop assets, sure, but I like really want to focus on photography backgrounds that anyone can use and put text over. Because that's accessible to people. And the other thing I want to do with graphics is I'm actually working on a Twitch pack, because a lot of my friends are streamers that bought the YouTube Starter Kit. They told me that they want to do more stuff for Twitch, and they told me there's assets that they want me to build that are custom to Twitch. And so I looked into it. I was like, oh, wait, there's things like, you know, away from keyboard screens, and there's offline now screens, and there's all these interesting things that I could make, and I can make them themes. And I'm like, I was looking at it, and it got me excited about making some really cool stuff and doing some custom sci-fi composites, because like that stuff just looks cool. So like I'm making some advanced Twitch starter kit stuff that I think is going to be really dope, Got the Instagram graphics pack coming out soon, so I mean, you can use the YouTube Starter Kit stuff anywhere, but I'm going to make some stuff for you for Twitch and Instagram too, so look forward to it.
And you know what? If they want to look forward to it, where can they get it? Where can they look forward to finding it?
So you can find all this stuff over at awesomecreatoracademy.com. We also have a blog with a lot of really good free information. I also put some of the slide decks from my talks that I do on stage up there. So we got some really good stuff there. You can grab the YouTube Starter Kit. You can grab the Formula for Awesome Videos course, or you can work with me one-on-one and get a channel review.
Awesome. And of course, we will put information to all of those locations in the description down below. Roberto, again, thank you so much for joining us again on the TubeBuddy channel. Any final words for the people out there in their thumbnail creation?
Guys, make stuff that's going to get clicks. I mean, don't do clickbait, but make your stuff click-worthy, make it interesting, and of course, go out there and create something awesome today.
I'm Andrew Cam from TubeBuddy, and thank you all so much for watching.